Okay, Chapter 4 Study Guide, Algebra, Algebraic Equations, and Inequalities. I'm once again going to zip through these problems just to kind of talk through if you need it, or see the steps, show the steps in order, the way I would solve them. And a lot of it is some of the way you've been taught, so just know there are more than one way to solve any of these problems. My way is not always the right way, or always, always they may be the wrong way. I don't even know. No, we're fine. We will plug away through these. All right, here we go. Solve each equation. When I see equation, I like to identify where my variable is, and then I start on that side. Okay, so add 7 on both sides of the equation. That turns into 0. 8m is equal to 24. Now I have m here, so it's multiplication. So divide by 8. 1m equals 3. Number 2 has a fraction. So we can see this denominator right there, 4? If we multiply everything by 4, every term by 4 over 1, we can get rid of that fraction. This one turns into 16. This turns into 7x. And this one turns into 4 over 2 divided by 2, 2. Now I go ahead and solve my steps. Subtract 16, because it's hanging out here by itself. That turns into 0. Negative 7x equals negative 14. Divide by negative 7, 1x equals, and 14 divided by 7 is going to be a positive 2. It's a negative 14, a negative divided by negative is a positive. Okay, here's number 3. This one has decimals in it, and I like to multiply this first, because 3.3 times 4 is going to give me a 12, and I move the decimal over 1, so that's going to be 1.2 minus 0.3 times 2 is going to be 6, move the decimal over once, 0.6x minus 1x equals negative 0.04. Now, I'm pretty sure there was a mistake on the study guide. I think this 4 is supposed to be like that. So I'm going to just erase this little piece right there, and I'm going to make that 0.4. So now, when you have decimals and they're all in the tenths place, you can multiply it by 10, each term by 10, to get rid of the decimals. So this would be 12. This would be 6x. This would be 10x. And this would be negative 4. And move the decimal over 1 time. Okay, so now I can combine a negative 6x and a negative 10x will give you a negative 16x equals negative 4 and a 12. Subtract 12, that turns into 0. Negative 16x equals negative 16. Divide by negative 16, 1x equals a positive 1. Okay, right here. Negative 3 times x and 3 times negative 1. 3x minus 3 minus 5x equals 3. Combine terms. 3x minus 5x is negative 2x minus 3 equals 3. Here's my equal sign, here's my x, so I'm going to start on this side by doing plus 3, 0, negative 2x equals 6. Now this is multiplication, so I'm going to divide by negative 2, divide by the opposite operation on both sides of the equation. That's going to be 1x equals, and 6 divided by negative 2 is negative 3. All right, here we go. Here's my, okay. Now this fraction, you look at it and you go, oh no, it's a fraction. But think about it. This is 1/2. What's half of 6? 3. What's half of 6? 3. So that's just 3 plus 3y. Negative 9. Here's my variable, so I need to start here. So subtract 3, that turns into 0. I'm left with 3y over here, and that's a negative 12. Divide by 3 to isolate the variable. Y is now isolated, and that's negative 4. Here's another decimal problem. In this case, I notice they're in the hundredths. So I can move, if I multiply everything by 100, each term by 100, I can move the decimals to the right. All right, so this is going to be 5 equals 7, or negative 7. Let me write that neater. Negative 7 plus 3a. Add 7 to both sides. That turns into 0. This will be 12. 3a. Divide by 3 to isolate the variable on both sides. A equals 4. All right. Some people might get confused and see that 7 there. Don't put that in your problem. All right, here we go. Let me erase that. Okay, here we go. 20 equals 5. Distribute. That's 35 plus 15x. I'm going to distribute this 3. That's going to be a negative 18x and a negative 12. So on this side of the equal sign, I can combine 15x and negative 18x, and that will give me 13x. No, I have to add those. It's negative 23x. Hold on a second. 33. Minus 12 is 23. There's the 23. And that's a positive 23 equals 20. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 23. That turns into 0. This turns into negative 3, negative 33x. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here. Divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3, 1. I'm doing something wrong. I have to restart this problem. I'm sorry. Sorry. Hold on. Okay. 20 equals 35 plus 15x plus, actually, negative 18x minus 12. There's where I made my mistake. Okay, let's use this. So 15x minus 18x is going to give me negative 3x. 35 minus 12 is going to give me a positive 23 equals 20. Okay, now I'm going to subtract 23, that turns into 0. Negative 3x equals negative 3. Divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. 1x equals positive 1. There you go. Sorry about that. I just felt like I was doing something wrong. Had to finish, had to go back and double check that. All right, here we go. 4 times a, 4a, I'm distributing. 4 times 2 plus 8. Positive 2 times a is plus 2a. Positive 2 times 4 is plus 8 equals negative 2. And now I take this 4a and I add another a to it. That's going to be 6a. 8 plus 8 plus 16 equals negative 2. And now I go subtract 16, 0, 6a equals negative 18. Divide by 6, a equals negative 3. Done. All right, that's that page. Okay, now we have inequalities. Solve in the same way as we do equations. So subtract 7, 0, negative 12, 3q. Divide by 3, 1q is greater than negative 4. So now I have to draw my number line. Open circle, because that's an open, that's just a greater than a less than symbol. That's going to be a 4, negative 4. Open circle here above the negative 4. And q is greater than, so it'll go that way. Okay, here we go. There's my inequality. Distribute. 14 minus 2x minus 5x, 35 greater than or equal to. Combine these, that'll give me a negative 7x, 14 greater than 35. Now I'm going to subtract 14 on both sides. 0, and 35 minus 14 is going to be 21. And, okay, divide by negative 7. Alert, alert, alert. Divide by negative 7, I have to switch the sign. This will be a negative 3, and this will be an x. Okay, I'm going to switch it around so I could see the order. I'm going to start with the x and go write it out this way. So x is greater than or equal to negative 3. To draw the number line, 0, negative 3, and a 3. It's going to be a closed circle above the negative 3, and x is greater or equal to it, so it would go that way. It's greater. Ooh, fractions and inequalities. All right, there's the inequality. I see 12, 2, and 3. I know that 12 will work for all of them. So I'm going to times each term by 12. This will cancel out and leave me with negative 4. This right here will be 12y over 2, which would be 6y, because 12 divided by 2 is 6y. And this here will be 24 divided by 3, which is 8. Okay, so now I'm going to rewrite that neatly. negative 4 plus 6y is greater than or equal to 8. Okay. I'm just checking my answer. Okay. All right, here we go. Add 4, add 4. That turns into 0. So now I have 6y is greater than or equal to 12. Divide by 6, divide by 6. 1y is greater than or equal to, what's 12 divided by 6 is 2. Draw my number line. It's already in order, y goes that way. So I'm going to put a 2 and a negative 2. It's a closed circle. And y is greater than or equal to, and it goes that way. All right. I'm going to distribute here. Negative 12 minus 8x, negative 2, greater than or equal to 2. I'm going to combine these numbers right there because there's no variables, and that will be a negative 14 minus 8x greater than or equal to 2. All right. Plus 14 plus 14, 0, greater than or equal to negative 8x, and that'll be 16. Divide by negative 8, divide by negative 8, gotta switch the sign, and that will be a negative 2. Done. Now I'm going to rewrite it so that the x comes first. So x, just flip the sign, negative 2. So there's my final answer. I'm going to graph it. 0, I'm going to use a 2 and a negative 2. That's over the negative 2, it's a closed circle. X is greater than that, so there you go. Oh man, come on. Here's 13. See it, 13 there? All right, here we go. Distribute 4a minus 32 minus 4a, and a negative times a negative is going to be a plus 24, negative 8. I'm going to combine this a with this a, and those cancel out. Whew. And this together is going to be a negative 8 greater than or equal to negative 8. Wait, so negative 8 is greater than or equal to negative 8. So that means all possible solutions are negative 8 or greater than or equal to negative 8. So you would graph it like this. I'm going to put 0 there, and all of the solutions, it means all possible solutions. And I'm going to put a star on that one. Let's check with the teacher tomorrow to explain that. And the last problem on this page, whoo, look at all that. Let's start right here. Negative 2x plus 8 plus, nope. This is going to be a negative 5x minus 15 plus 7x, negative 7. Here's my symbol. Combine, combine, combine. So negative 2 and negative 5 is negative 7 plus 7. Negative 7x plus 7x cancels out. So those go away, and I'm left with 8 minus 15, which is negative 7 is less than negative 7. That does not make, negative 7 is less than negative 7. That doesn't make sense. That is not, no solution. moving to the next. So we got some word problems here. Okay. Family purchased tickets for a concert. They paid a total of $90 for 7 adult tickets and 12 adult children tickets. The price of the child ticket was $4. How much was the price of the adult ticket? Okay. So we know that we bought 12 children tickets for $4. So I bought 12 for $4. And then I know that that right there is going to equal $48. Those are the children tickets. The adult tickets are going to be $7 a piece. But I bought, or they're $7, but I bought 7, but I don't know how much they were. How much was the price of the adults? So 7 times X. I don't know how much the tickets were there. So $48 for the children tickets plus 7 adult tickets, however much those were. This is going to be the cost of the adult ticket. Is going to be equal to, I paid a total of $90. So once we get that set up, we just solve. Subtract 48, that cancels out. 7x equals 42. Divide by 7, x equals 6. So the cost of an adult ticket, is $6. Okay. The next problem says the sum of the interior angle measurements of a quadrilateral is 360. Interior means inside. So that means this one. Those interior angle measurements is going to equal 360. So all you have to do is write those out. Write out those sums. So you're going to have B plus 3B plus 10 plus 3B minus 19 plus 2B, and all that added up. I'm going to put the equal sign on this side because I'm running out of space, is going to equal 360 degrees. So now I'm going to put my B's together. B, 3B, 3B, 2B. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 B's. And 10 minus 19 is going to be minus 9. Equals 360. Plus 9 is 369 equals 9B. Divide by 9. 1B is going to equal 4 degrees. Because 369 divided by 9 is 4. So B equals 4 degrees. And that would be your answer. Okay, so this one is an online, vinyl store. Let's get that little mark out of the way here. Online store sells vinyl records on its website. Each record is the same price, but there is a $2 shipping fee on all orders. So the cost to purchase 6 records is $32. Create an equation to represent the relationship between the total cost and the number of records purchased. Okay, so I know that there's a shipping fee, and that's $2, no matter what. I got to pay $2, and I also have to pay whatever it is for 6 records, and I need to know the the number of records purchased. So, and then the total cost is C. So 2, which would be the $2 shipping fee, and the 6 records, which I don't know how much the records cost, so I made that R, is going to equal $32. Okay? That's it. There's my equation. Now I have to solve that, how much each record costs. So if I solve that, I would go subtract 2, and that would be 6R equals 30. Divide by 6, R equals 5. So that would be $5 for each record. Now, at this rate, how many records can be purchased for $75? So I have to have the flat fee of $2 plus records. How many records? I don't know. And they're $5 each. $5 each. Can I buy for $75? Okay. Well, I'm going to rewrite this again. 2 plus 5R equals 75. Subtract 2. That's 73 equals 5R. Divide by 5. That would be, I'm going to, R equals 73 divided by 5 is going to be 14.6 if I use my calculator. Or I could divide it out. I'm still going to get 14 plus extra. So how many records can I buy for $75? If I rounded it, I would say 14. I can't buy part of a record, so 14 records. So that one I had to use this equation to figure out the price and then use that in my next equation. Okay, next page. Sophia has scored 18, 24, and 32 points in her last 3 basketball games. How many points must she score in the next game so her average is at least 24 points? Okay, averaging problem. We worked on these. So you would take 18 plus 24 plus 32. That's her 3 basketball games, but how many must she score in the next game? So that would be plus X. And all that to find the average would be over 4. So that her average is equal to, so all of this has to be equal to or greater than 24. Okay? So I would just go ahead and do what I can do in this problem. 18 plus 24 plus 32 equals 74. X divided by 4 is greater than or equal to 24. So this is a big quantity here, so I'm going to times this by 4 over 1. That will get rid of the 4 here, and times that by 4. So that leaves me with 74x is greater than or equal to 96. Ooh, that's plus x, sorry. So, wait, let me write that a little bit neater. Let me write that all neater, I'm sorry. 74 plus x greater than equal to 24 divided by 4. So times 4 on both sides. That leaves me with 74 plus x times 4 over here is greater than or equal to 96. Subtract 74, subtract 74. So x, I'm gonna rewrite up here. X is greater than or equal to 22. So she must score 22 or more. That has to be written down in some words there. Okay, each student in Mrs. Clark's class is decorating a shirt for a school program. There are 27 students in the class. Mrs. Clark already has 3 shirts. She will buy shirts in packages of 6. She cannot buy part of a package. Create an inequality using only the given numbers to represent the situation where P represents the number of shirts. Okay, so she already has 3 shirts, so that's a given, 3. Plus she's going to buy shirts that come in a package of 6. So there's 6 in each, but we don't know how many shirts are in there. How many packages. She will buy, there are packages of 6, but we need to know how many package. So we have to buy, there's 6 in each package, and they have to represent the number of shirts. Where are you giving them to represent word P? Okay, so the amount, this right here we need to buy it for 27 people, so they have to have at least 27 or have more than enough shirts for 27 people. So that would be your equation. And now, what's the minimum number of whole packages of shirts that she needs to buy? So we just solve this equation. 3 plus 6p is greater than or equal to 27. Subtract 3, 1. 6p is greater than or equal to 24. Divide by 6. 1 package is 4, so she needs to buy 4 packages at least. Okay. And the last page. Okay, Samantha rented a car for $35 per day, plus a one-time charge of $16. So as soon as I see $35 per day, I think $35 per day, plus $16, that's her one-time charge for insurance. If D represents the days for which, that's what that does, for the car is rented, which equation represents the total cost of the rental equals the cost. Okay, so I'm looking at this equation that I figured out as I was reading the problem. Which one of these matches up with it? C equals, yes, 35D plus a 16, right there. That one has 35D minus 16, so that doesn't work. This one has a 35 but not with the D, so that doesn't work. And this has a D multiplied by the 35 and the 16, so that won't work. All right, an inequality is given where R is a positive rational number. Which inequality must be true? Okay, well, if I'm looking at this problem right here, I see that those R's cancel out. So if I multiply this side by R, Q, or actually if I do that, I can see that this matches up right here. I didn't have to switch a sign, so that won't work. The R's went away, so they canceled out. So none of those other work. All right, Chris wrote an equation, and the first step to his solution is shown right here. Okay, wait, I'm going to just solve it and see what I would do. My first step would be subtract 12 on both sides. And that would give me 4 equals negative 6x. Okay, and that's what they have, so I'm in good shape. Okay, did he divide by 4 first? No. Did he add 12? No. Did he divide by 4? No. Did he subtract 12? Yes, that's what he did. And Keith purchased a cell phone plan. Okay, we talked about cell phone plans, which included a cell phone. Ooh. And cell service. He makes a deposit of $100. And then he pays So he pays that much, $45 for each month. I'm going to put M for month. Create an equation to model the total amount of money, which would be total of Y, in dollars that Keith spends on a cell phone plan in X months. Well, M was meant months, but now they said for me to use X. So I am going to put an X here. And that's it. So how much money does he spend per year? Okay, so a year, but this is going to be months. So I'm going to use this equation, 100 plus 45, but I know that there are 12 months in a year. So that will give me the total price. 45 times 12 is 540. And if I add this together, $640 for the year. And that would be the answer there. All right, I think we're done. Yep, we're done. So as we get a little more complicated with those word problems, at least maybe you're seeing how to put the multiplication values together and how the additional charges show up. Like an additional charge of $100 plus 45 per month is where the multiplication comes into play. So maybe you're getting used to that. All right,